So what's going on, guys? My name is Mr. Dalek JD, and we are just over a week away from World War II Zombies dropping, and I cannot wait any longer for this, and I'm sure you guys are excited as well. Now, the hype is already building. Let me know how excited you are in the comments, and I thought I'd take today's video to talk over 7 things that you're gonna need to know for World War II Zombies, so when you jump in on day 1, you're gonna be all clued up and ready to fight them zombies. Let this video be a sort of mini refresher for you to remind you of some details you may have forgotten about or may not have known about Nazi zombies, so when you jump in on November 3rd, you're going to know exactly what's going on. So first of all, let's recap a tiny bit on the story and the characters that we are going to have, because of course with a brand new iteration of zombies there is a story, and Sledgehammer Games seem like they are taking quite a bit of effort to explain and dive into a much deeper, richer story than what we were used to with last year's Zombies offering. So the whole premise of this map, which is called the Final Reich, is we're joining a group of international art experts on a chilling, dark and mysterious journey through Mittelberg, a snowy Bavarian village in Germany, as they attempt to recover priceless monuments, fine arts and archive section from the hands of the Axis powers, all while trying to survive a horror like no other. And what makes this village different is that it holds a secret key to an unimaginable and monstrous power, so visitors must be on their toes and beware of the twisted and occult horrors that guard these treasures. And the characters we're going to play as is Drosten Hind, which is a former art thief, and this brash and rough character was given a chance to either go to jail or help reclaim stolen art. We have Jefferson Potts, who's a strong, assured and educated person. He has both the military and academic prowess which the modern fine arts and archive section need. Olivia Durant, who's a former art historian of the Musée de l'Oeuvre and weapons expert. She's an extremely savvy and capable member of the team. And finally, the most important character is Marie Fischer, who's a brilliant engineer and tactician, and her role within this is to attempt to help salvage the stolen treasures and rescue her brother Klaus. Now, this is going to be a vital key part of the story, which the Final Reich will probably explain in quite a bit of detail, as it's hinted that the Easter egg quest is going to involve saving Klaus, which is going to be interesting to see what has happened. And of course, we have the villain Dr. Straub. And Dr. Straub is involved in the story because here the Third Reich have built an army of the dead in a last-ditch attempt to save the war effort. Interestingly, these zombies retain some of the discipline and purpose of the soldiers they once were, and each zombie type fills a specialized role as well. Examples being there being flaming zombies, running zombies, and they'll give serious problems if you get cornered. I think something to be prepared about as well when jumping into this is just how many different zombie types there are. It seems like an overwhelming amount, and I'm sure it's balanced in a great way, but what's going to happen is there's going to be quite a few different dynamic elements within this map and probably throughout the entire mode itself. Now, whilst we've had a few of these before in Zombies, this seems to be something which you're going to come across during your games in different parts and at different times. There's going to be encounters where you're going to move and groove while killing zombies in a mobile location, meaning you have to be ready for that even if you have all the doors, gun spawns and everything else memorized in the map. And additionally, the Final Reich map contains special spawns that are event and location triggered on top of the standard waves of zombies, so certain areas are going to trigger specific events. Now, what I mean specifically by this is one of the objectives that you'll get early on into the map, according to Game Informer, is you're going to be powering up some kind of freaky Tesla-like device, which means following several power cords along the floor and flipping switches. It plays out fairly predictably, requiring to provide backup to the people that are going around changing the switches and working on repairing. And the interesting part came later on when the device is powered on, as a weird apparatus on a ceiling mounted track sprung to life, slowly making its way along the corridor. As it progressed, you need to kill zombies within the energy field it generates to keep the power on. It sounds like a relatively simple task, but it requires everyone in the game to wait for zombies to amble into the correct position before blasting them apart. I believe all of this will lead you to unlocking some kind of Tesla weapons, which are the wonder weapons inside of this map. We don't know many details about them. We do know through that objective you will unlock an achievement called Lightning Handler, where you build a Tesla gun, and we also know that there is going to be multiple variants of the Tesla gun, as the achievements mention building all variants, and they call that the Dark Arts. So you could maybe expect in a similar way to how Treyarch have dealt with wonder weapons such as the staffs and bows, they were all elemental. Perhaps this could also hold a similar effect once all variants are built. Either way, it sounds awesome and sounds very reminiscent of a Wonder Waffle, which I'm looking forward to. Now, another important thing to know about World War II Zombies, and this doesn't sound like a huge change, and it isn't in terms of the actual gameplay itself, but this does sound pretty crazy, and it's the point system. It's got a complete overhaul, and it's no longer a point system. You earn energy from the zombies, which they call jolts. Now, it's unclear if jolts is going to correlate exactly to how pricing is with normal points in Treyarch and Infinity Ward zombies, but we could maybe expect there to be a little bit of an overhaul in how much we get from these jolts. If you look at a game like Call of Duty Online, that has a zombies mode, and you earn batteries from killing zombies, and you can buy stuff which is a certain amount of batteries. It could be half of a battery, it could be a whole battery, perhaps even 2 batteries, and whilst that is still a point system, it still is different, and jolts could work similar to that. We really don't know. Now, not only is Sledgehammer Games changing up zombies with that aspect, but they are introducing a class system, which is the first time we've ever seen this inside of a Call of Duty Zombies mode. The class system contains 4 different classes, each with its own unique ability, which we believe is earned exactly like the Fate and Fortune card system in Infinite Warfare, where you have your own little meter which you'll power up by getting kills and by progressively playing the map. Now, these 4 classes are Offense, Control, Support, and Medic. Offense will give you the Free Fire ability, where it gives you infinite ammo for a short amount of time. Control gives you the Shell Shock ability, which will create a burst originating from the player, which will knock back nearby zombies, apply light damage to them, and hold them stunned. Support will give you the Frontline ability, where all zombies will chase the user, and the triggering player deals double damage to zombies for the duration of that ability being active. And Medic gives what could be one of the most useful, which is Camouflage, which lets you be ignored by the zombies for a small period of time. Now, there is also a Classic class, which doesn't contain any form of ability, which lots of old school players might like, but these abilities seem to be in there to help the player in very certain situations. Obviously, it can't be used too much, but it sounds pretty cool that they're introducing this nonetheless. And with classes, not only do we have the abilities, but there are also class perks. I made a video about a week or so ago talking about a load of details regarding perks that you have for each class, and some of these dive into some of the traditional normal Perca-Cola effects that you might expect. I won't talk about too much on this in this video, just because there is literally so much to talk about with that, and it is a tiny bit on the spoiler side, so if you want to delve into those details, I'll leave a link down below in the description. But yeah, class system is big for zombies. We've not had that since Extinction, which wasn't even a zombies mode, and we have class perks as well. The last and final thing I'll mention, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are very aware of this as it's been spoken about to death, but it is the fact that they're going down a very horrific approach with this zombies, which I am very excited about, because we've not really had a scary zombies in forever. No zombies has been labeled as scary or horrific straight out of the box, and I'm excited about that. And of course, the approach that Sledgehammer have gone with is that their roots are in horror, so it was a lot of fun to develop that over this new zombies aspect, and their goal was to make this the most terrifying zombies experience that's ever been created. And it's more than just jump scares as well. They've made sure that the environments around the map as well are very unnerving, with areas such as sewers, laboratories, and tombs, as well as different types of enemies like we mentioned earlier, like flaming and running zombies, which create greater challenges as well. And the environments aren't just for show, with them mentioning as well that some structures and machines, such as the saw blades that we see in the reveal trailer, can be used against the enemies. They've hinted that there's a variety of structures built by the enemy to subdue and constrain the undead, and resourceful players can turn the tables and use these engines of death against the zombies. And what we saw in one of the trailers as well, the saw blades, apparently that's just the beginning. There are numerous ways to trap and kill your enemies, and the environment can be a great ally if you know how to leverage it. For example, another piece of environmental thing that we see within the trailer is this cage. Apparently this is a special machine constructed by the Nazis, and it's designed to make their weapons deadlier, but there's something else there which players will need to discover for themselves, potentially hinting at the fact that this could be what we use to upgrade our weapons. There's a variety of ways to upgrade our weapons, one which is via the special machine hidden within the level, but there are other ways too. but apparently it's too early for Sledgehammer to talk into those aspects, which is exciting that there's so much mystery shrouded behind World War II Zombies. And I thought this would be a great video to recap on some of the interesting and important things that you need to know whilst we gear up for this wait for World War II Zombies to drop. Let me know how excited you guys are for World War II Zombies down below in the comment section. If we hear anything new, if there's any new trailers, you know you're going to find it here on the channel first. And over the next week, we're going to get excited because we're going to be going to the release of World War II Zombies, and we're going to have a lot of Halloween themed zombies stuff on here, as well as loads of World War II videos. Hopefully some more information drops just before the release. But if you've enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.